we have Jennifer Craig Sorber back on the share chair again. I'm so happy about this. One of my favorite interviews ever because I think it really captured what Mr. Tooney and I wanted with it's just a conversation.
I went back and I listened to it a couple of times and it was just, again, I was so appreciative and thankful for that interview just because it really made me see different sides of what McCullough and Macy went through, and because I tried to keep it very open, but it was just good to hear.
Yeah, it was reflective, sort of. You were episode 11, one of our earliest episodes, and one of our most popular for good reason, because you guys are awesome. And your daughters were there too, McCullough and Macy. And McCullough just graduated, and Macy's going to be a senior.
Oh, it's crazy. When we went to a few of the college visits, quite honestly, I thought I was going to be an emotional wreck.
Yeah.
Because they're 13 months apart. We're super close. It's that, how can this possibly be happening? When people say time flies, obviously it does. Literally, you're like, wait, what? How can they be graduating now? How can we be doing college visits? But it's really weird. I have had, although I'm going to obviously miss McCullough tremendously, her ultimate decision to go to Belmont University in Nashville, which I'm like, really? You're leaving and out of state? Wait, what? How does this happen? But we got there, and again, all the other visits, they were great at Central and Eastern and a few of those that we went to. But once we got to Belmont, it was so clear to me, literally within probably about an hour of being there. When we got there, of course, it was gorgeous that particular day. The Belmont University's campus is beautiful.
Yeah.
In the center, courtyard, there's people on blankets that were acting out parts. There's another group over here that's the guy's playing a ukulele, and then you could tell over here that these people maybe were songwriting. And we just looked at each other and we're like, this is our living room. This is our house. That's every day. Amazing. We always have, we're always either singing or dancing or acting out and it just, honestly, it left me with so much peace.
Belmont is is it a theater or is it just
a music school?
School.
Yep.
Okay.
Yep. So she will be studying commercial music as a major, and then business music as her minor.
What was her audition like? Was that she just had to sing, or?
So it was pretty detailed. She had to sing 3 different songs.
Okay.
One had to be, they were all different tempos. One had to be slow, one had to be in a different language, another one maybe from theater. There were 3 different songs. And there were, oh my goodness, just at our session alone, over probably 200 people. And so, of course, it was when the dean got up to speak, she said, you can't but not take this personally because it's your voice. Yeah. So if you're not accepted, try not to let it affect you personally. It's different than if it was but try not to and keep pressing, and if you don't make it here, try out somewhere else. So they kind of set you up for
getting declined.
Exactly.
Yeah.
So but probably the coolest thing was that, and Cully has auditioned for The Voice a couple times. I think because of her doing The Voice auditions, it just prepared her better for this. She went in with such a peace. I couldn't believe it. I think I was more nervous than she was. I'm like, are you okay? I have essential oils that will relax you. What can we do? Here's some lemon water. Here's some honey. And she was like, Mom, I got this. I feel really, really good about this. And she was so prepared with her songs that helped too. She comes out after that 2 hours and she said, Mom, it gives me chills thinking about it. She goes, I nailed it. And I'm like, McCullough, I'm so proud of you.
That's
and I'm
amazing.
And I've always said to my girls, whatever you do, just give 100%. Just do the best you can do, and then it's out of your hands. But if you know that you came with the best, whether you get turned down or not, you will learn from it. There's something you can take away from it. Man, Macy, it was interesting reflecting, as we just talked about earlier. Macy is into so many different things. She's just, of course, every mom thinks that their child is amazing, obviously, but she is at Young Life Camp right now, which is a Christian-based camp in Lake Ann, which is near Traverse City. There were over 400 applicants that applied for this position. Wow. It's called Work Crew. It doesn't sound very fun, but for her, she just wanted to go to serve. She honestly has such a servant's heart. It's just the coolest thing. She gets so much joy and satisfaction from just loving on people and serving people. The process and the interviewing and all the forms you had to fill out to become part of the work crew was really extensive. She had to get a lot of recommendations. Okay. And they picked for her work crew 80. So she, again, wasn't sure whether she was going to be picked, and she was just so thankful that she got picked. Not getting paid. This is something that she's volunteering for, and the part that she got picked for to work is kitchen. So she's going to be serving people, literally serving them.
No, we did interview you, and it was in wintertime. I honestly have no idea. Maybe February, maybe.
Yeah, right.
It was only the 11th episode, and we started in September, so maybe it was a little before then. I know it was getting cold, and so that was a while ago. We're all still in school. We weren't graduated yet or anything.
Yeah.
And you had just gone into remission, is that correct?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
And you had like 1 or 2 surgeries left, I think.
Yeah.
Maybe.
So I'm completely done with surgeries, which
awesome.
I am so thankful for. My continuation is I still have to go every 3 months for blood work. And I have to do that for the first, or for the next 5 years. Okay. And then after that, it's 2 more years of every 6 months. Then they just keep scaling it back until I'm at my 10-year. And then I can stop going to do the blood work. But it's so crazy because people will ask me, how am I doing? Am I in remission? And remission's such a funky word because here's the weirdest thing. We all have cancer cells, so we're never really full. We all do. It's just when those cancer cells decide to come together and have a little party, and your body can't combat it, that's when a tumor creates. Oh, now that I am so not. I'm as well as they possibly can be. I feel amazing, and just have such a different balance of before I was like crazy maniac. I'm working out all the time. Being a single mom, I was up at 5 working out in the morning before the girls would even get up, then getting them off, driving them to school, then managing SNAP, and then getting home, getting the girls, getting dinner ready. I was just a crazy maniac 24/7. And there was also a time for 10 years that I was my mom's caregiver as well, on top of being a single mom. So just a lot of not a good balance with quiet time and like yoga and more. Everything was like high energy versus just some quiet time.
Yeah. How did you find that balance after you were diagnosed and everything?
So again, after I was diagnosed and I picked up that book, that Crazy Sexy Cancer by Chris Carr, because again, I think when you're diagnosed with cancer, you can't help but to ask yourself, how did I get this? Like what can I do to stop it from happening? In getting that book and just really just acknowledging the fact that which this was a really tough thing for me to do, was to acknowledge the fact that it was something that I had done that created this cancer. So when they give you the list, it's like, are you a heavy drinker? Well, no, that's not me. Okay, so that wasn't it. Are you overweight? At the time, I was in the best shape of my life. Do you smoke? No. So all the criteria for breast cancer, especially for a woman that at the time was 48, I was none of that. Even they did genetic testing, and I found out that only 5% of breast cancer or cancer in general is related to genetics.
Oh.
The only thing that I could find in that whole list was stress. After getting the book, then enrolling into the school, which was like so exciting. That's what's helped me just really, really be in tune with trying to have a balance in all areas of my life, relationships, physical fitness. I'm not like crazy maniac. I love to be active. I always have. I've always been very athletic. So I just try to incorporate more things. If I want to rollerblade, that's I love to rollerblade.
Yeah.
My husband's always like, okay, why did I have to marry like the most active person ever? Because I am like, I go, honey, why? Okay, yes, we have a car, but if there's any other way we can get to somewhere by not using a car, it pumps me up. Like I made him ride bikes to church one time, and we got there, and he's like, I can't go in, I'm so sweaty.
Oh my God, that's so
But anyway,
funny.
so I just try to do more paddleboarding.
Yeah, that's fun.
Just more things that, yes, I still do boot camp, but I'm not a crazy maniac.
Yeah, but if you had to like give a really direct piece of advice to anyone, what would it be? I don't know. You can. I know it's hard.
No,
I
that's
usually like
so
to like
good.
narrow it down, but I don't know how
You know
because
what?
there's so much going on.
Honestly, I would say two things. Like I probably use this saying way too much, but just love relentlessly. Love people. I don't care. Everyone has a story. We have absolutely no idea what they've just experienced in the morning, what they've encountered, what they're going through, and that we're all beautiful people.
Yeah.
And to look past, I don't know, my heart aches for people that maybe are going through things or have made poor choices, and yet people just keep labeling them or don't look past that what they've gone through that maybe made them make a poor choice. Just to love people, look for blessings in every situation. There are so many blessings, and be positive.
Thank you so much, Jennifer, for being on the show chair again.
Oh,
and I'm so glad
honored.
that.
Oh my goodness!
I'm so glad
love
everything's
you.
going well, and that
Yeah,
all your
thank
girls
you.
such bright futures.
Thank
Thank you for listening to this episode of The Share Chair. Stay tuned next week for a new episode.